My last topic, and then it's going to be a while before I do any more videos. I had one more request to talk about, and that was about heroin addiction. So I'm going to talk about that also, and then it's going to be a while. I've been doing quite a bit of videos, and that's just, I get inclination, and then I don't do them for a while, so it's just kind of whatever. So this will be it for a while. A while, I don't know. A couple of weeks, a couple of months, I don't know. To be determined by me. Heroin addiction, I want to say this. Nobody aspires to that. And I've said that in other videos, I know for myself, I didn't, as a child, say, oh, when I grow up, I want to be a heroin addict. That I want to dance with that demon. That, I wanted to take everything from me and this and that. No. And, people that end up on heroin are not just your Skid Row junkies. Many are doctors and lawyers, executives, career-oriented people who end up losing everything to it. Nobody's exempt from that. You just don't know what your Pandora's box consists of. You don't know until you cross that line and do it and find out whether that is indeed a demon for you. And that people have tried it and said, my God, no way in hell, it made me sick. For me, I had all the signs that it would have become my love because I ate narcotic pills like there was no tomorrow. Once upon a time, I really shouldn't be here. The way my addiction progressed, I was eating Percocets like M&Ms in my 20s. And by the time I tried heroin, I didn't even get sick from it. The person that introduced me to it, we snorted, was not my ex. Was somebody else, he had it one night and he said, look, this is what I got, we can do it tonight. If you want to do some, I'll do it with you. But if you ask me for some tomorrow, I'm not going to get it for you because I know what this does, but if you want to party on it tonight, we can. And I did it. He did it. He was sick, throwing up, this and that, and I was walking, standing, enjoying myself. I didn't get sick, nothing. It was like old hat to me. But see, that was because I already had a tolerance to narcotics. Where I would reckon to say he was just an occasional user to any kind of narcotic, because he did. He was throwing up. We went out on a cruise, and he was throwing up over the edge of the boat into the water, and I'm just moving about freely, mingling, and just floating nicely with the warm, fuzzy euphoria that traveled up and down my spine. And sure enough, the next day came, and I said, do you have any more of that? And he said, no. He said, I told you last night, I don't do it like that. I know what it does to people. It's a once-in-a-while thing for me. I'm not going to turn you onto it like that. So, and then I was 29 years old. And that was my one and only encounter with it until I met my ex. And initially, when my ex got it for me, I was still sniffing. And he enticed intravenous drug use, made it look like the best high in the world. Well, he really didn't make it look like, because when I did it, it proved to be the best high in the world. It did, for me. And you're looking at somebody that was terrified of needles. I still am now. I don't like getting my blood drawn. Nothing. I'm back to completely normal. It's only in that I enjoyed the needle, because I knew what followed the stick. It was like just seconds later, there was going to be this warm, fuzzy euphoria. So all the warning signs were there for me. I didn't take heed. And I'm an educated woman. When I got into the intravenous aspect of it, I went and, and I've shared this in past. I went and told my mother, I showed my mother my arms. So I wanted her to hear it from me, not from somebody else. That, your daughter, the one that's an honor student in college, wanted to become a PhD, is on, shooting up. And so I went and I showed her. I said, I got to tell you something. And I showed her, and she said, how could you do, I'm disappointed. How could you do this? You are my smartest child. All my children are smart, but you are the most educated. How could you be so stupid, And I had no answer for her. Because I didn't know myself, I really didn't. I saw the disappointment and the pain in her eyes, because I know if my daughter or child came to me and showed me their arms covered in track marks, this and that, that would hurt me, because your children are a part of you. And no loving parent wants that for their children. It took hold of me very quickly. It did. It wasn't long. It didn't take long to get a habit, to get the physical dependency. It's highly addictive. It is one of the most addictive drugs out there. Cocaine is incredibly addictive, but once you fall asleep and sleep it off, that's it. It's not physical anymore. It feels physical when you're crashing, but with heroin, it's physical for a bit. 5 to 7 days, it depends on how long you've been using and how much you've been using daily, and there's a few variables to determine the length of detox withdrawal that you're going to go through. But for me, it was extensive by the end, because I was doing a lot of it daily. My whole day was spent around chasing. I was chasing a phantom, And really what it came down to in the end was just staying well. It wasn't even about getting high anymore, because there was not enough I could do to get high, because, it's always cut with something. Unless it happened to be an extraordinary batch, a stronger batch, more potent. But it's just about not getting sick. And believe me, I have shared this before too, every fiber in your being when you are sick is screaming to get well. The level of desperation when you get sick is relentless. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. People who don't know that world are so quick to judge, and even that kind of ignorance. Would I wish that on somebody that ignorant? No. I just say, be good, count your blessings. Count your blessings, to know that you didn't have to be a prisoner to something, a chemical like that. There are doctors, lawyers, professionals who have lost everything behind it. Careers, family, homes, roof over their head, everything. I lost everything over it. So, and to think that, that I'm sitting here now sharing about it, I honestly thought I was going to die. I didn't think I would live to see the other side of it, because I loved doing it so much. I couldn't envision my life without it, I couldn't. I didn't see the other side, this bright light at the end of the tunnel. I just didn't. I just figured for sure, I'm going to be a statistic to this. And I didn't care, because I was so strung out. I didn't care. But, and if somebody had tried to tell me that, you're going to be sharing about this, 15 years down the road about being on the other side of it, I would look at them like they were 10 karat crazy, you know, because I'd been like, yeah, right. I was just completely strung out as a woman could be. And I didn't care. I just didn't. And to know that that it took me there, you know, now hindsight, it's like, my God, you know, I was ruthless in how I lived. But I don't know any heroin addict that isn't ruthless off the top of my head. If you know one, well, I don't think they're true, you know, whatever. I don't know. There's a certain pattern that heroin addicts go through. There's a progression with it, and the level of sickness, the distortion of reality and perception, it warps. It warps. It does. It takes from who you are. You become dead inside. You're just this puppet on a string to this drug. And it's all about that drug. Because getting sick is unforgiving and no quality of life there. None. If you're somebody struggling with a heroin addiction, I'm telling you what, if I can do that, I can get off of it, so can you. I probably shot over $1 million worth of dope into my arms. When I look back, I don't know. I don't have a calculator. It's not like I sat down and kept track of that. But probably damn close, or maybe a little over. I don't know. It was a lot. And I was as derelict could have been. And if I can do this and live in the other side into hope and, you know, picking up the pieces of that to move on, so can you. There's too many resources out there for you not to. Just know that however painful the withdrawal may be, and no matter how hard and loud the drug may call your name, know that the longer you stay clean, the voices get weaker. It loses its strength. But you gotta have the desire within yourself too. If you're doing it for the courts or for your family, this and that. Some people do it for those reasons initially, and then they discover that they really want to be clean. So whatever it takes, it's fine. As long as you find your way. Because I'm here to tell you there is absolutely nothing at the end of the road with addiction. I don't care if it's heroin or cocaine, alcohol, pills, any of it. There's nothing there. Just a dead end. Just a dead end. So, good luck to you, you know. To the person that asked me to do this, you know, I hope this helps you. You know who you are. And now, you know, I'm going to take a break with YouTube for a while. I've got my own life to live, you know. Not going to spend every day of my life doing YouTube videos, obviously. You know, it's an up and down thing. I do have my own life to live, so it will be whenever, you know, but I hope that the videos that I posted have helped somebody or given somebody better insight or perspective or understanding, if nothing else. Broaden your own, you know, wall of knowledge, perhaps.